The topic of plane crashes is a captivating yet somber one. Plane crashes evoke a range of powerful emotions, from fascination and morbid curiosity, to shock, sadness, and a profound sense of tragedy. For many, the prospect of flying can induce anxiety, and learning about the causes and circumstances surrounding major plane crashes only serves to heighten those fears. However, a well-produced, informative, and tastefully executed top 10 plane crash TV series could offer viewers a deeper understanding of aviation safety, the investigative process, and the real-world human impacts of these catastrophic events. It will be important to strike the right balance, showcasing the harrowing details without sensationalizing the tragedies, and providing educational insights without losing sight of the profound human toll. Starting off our list at number 10 is Vagabond. Vagabond is a popular Netflix K-drama that ties in a hunt for the truth, a chilling thriller story, and even a bit of romance. The series centers on a plane with 200 civilians going down, leaving no survivors. One of the victims' uncles, Cha Dal-gun Lee Seung-gi, starts to suspect foul play. Seeking to avenge those who perished and his nephew, Dal-gun joins forces with a National Intelligence Service agent to uncover deep-seated corruption. In the modern age of internet conspiracies, the premise of Vagabond isn't such a stretch. There have been instances of real-life plane crashes or air disaster mysteries that have inspired many online sleuths to propose massive cover-ups and sinister plots. This series simply looks at a scenario in which such far-fetched conspiracies might actually be true. The show was a big hit in its home country, earning several nominations and wins from the SBS Drama Awards, and it has grabbed the attention of international audiences looking for a complex mystery show. Rather than focusing on survival, Vagabond looks at a more intriguing focal point.
문제 있나?
Flight B357 to Morocco. You have to stop that plane now.
Coming in at number 9 is Wrecked. Wrecked is a series that imagines what lost would be like if the plane that crashed was filled with eccentric and ridiculous passengers. The comedy series is a parody of the hit ABC show and follows a cast of colorful characters stranded on a deserted island following a plane crash. It is rare to find a plane crash series that takes a comedic approach to the situation. Most fans might especially get a kick out of Wrecked as it directly references it in some funny ways, including the hilarious recreation of the beach crash site. It aired on TBS for 3 seasons before getting cancelled, but with such a short history and a light-hearted approach, it's an ideal binge watch.
We crashed, man! We are surrounded by crashed airplane! Let's go!
Next up at number 8 is Emergence. Emergence is another series that looks at the mysteries that unfold in the aftermath of a plane crash. The series stars Alison Tolman as Jo Evans, a police chief investigating a plane crash fight when she comes across a young girl named Piper Alexis Swinton who has no memory of the crash or even who she is. As Jo helps out the child and investigates the crash, she finds a mystery going back years that suggests there is more to Piper than meets the eye. Emergence is a rare series in the plane crash subgenre as it only focuses on one survivor rather than a larger ensemble. While the crash is only featured in the first episode, it launches the mystery and investigation into what is really going on. Despite only lasting 1 season, the show was met with strong reviews from critics. Lost fans might also enjoy seeing Terry O'Quinn, better known as John Locke, playing a villain in the series.
Plane crashed on a beach. I found a kid at the crash site I'm being told wasn't even on the plane. I can help you.
She doesn't have a scratch on her.
At number 7 we have Flight 29 Down. Flight 29 Down is another series that focuses on younger survivors of a plane crash on a deserted island, while also being a much more light-hearted and family-friendly series than most in the genre. Dubbed an adventure comedy drama, the crash leaves a group of teenagers stranded on an island. Originally airing on Discovery Kids, the episodes show the kids chronicling their struggles using a video diary powered by a solar battery charger. Described as lost for teens, minus the supernatural elements and confusing storylines, it's a fun series to watch with younger viewers. The show ran for 2 seasons before the story was wrapped up with a TV movie, Flight 29 Down, Hotel Tango. It is interesting to see this kind of show explored in a less intense way, but the series does manage to keep things exciting. Taking the number 6 spot is Into the Night. While not technically a plane crash series, Into the Night kicks things off with a plane hijacking only for things to take a very unexpected turn. Based on the Jacek Dukic novel The Old Axolotl, the show begins with a flight from Brussels that gets hijacked by an Italian NATO soldier and forcing the plane to take off. However, while in the air, the world experiences a catastrophic event of exposure to sunlight, taking out almost all of humanity. As Earth's presumed only survivors, the passengers must work together to keep the sun behind them at all times in order to survive until they can make it to an underground military bunker. There are many apocalyptic TV shows out there, but Into the Night finds a new and exciting approach. The series was successful enough to gain a spin-off series entitled Yakama's S-245, which takes place on a submarine.
Alright, folks, listen up. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give the video a good old-fashioned thumbs up. Let's show the creators some love.
Halfway through our list at number 5 is Yellow Jackets. Aside from Lost, Yellow Jackets is the show to cement itself as the most memorable of the plane crash subgenre of TV series. It follows a female soccer team on a plane when it goes down in the northern wilderness. The series focuses on their time while stranded, but also picks up 25 years later after they have been rescued, making for a split timeline. Even decades later, the ladies still carry the scars of their days during their fight for survival, as well as secrets about the lengths they went to in order to ensure that survival. The Yellow Jackets characters are seen in 2 separate ensembles. The younger ensemble, focusing on the girls amid their wilderness survival, features the likes of Sophie Thatcher and Ella Purnell. The older cast, focusing on the women living in the aftermath of the experience, features Melanie Lynskey and Christina Ricci. This setup makes for a unique take on this tale, showing both the survival story and how these people were affected by it for the rest of their lives. Both seasons of the show were nominated for Best Drama Series at the Emmys, and Yellow Jackets Season 3 is confirmed.
I used to think I did those things because of what happened out there, what I saw, what I did. Hello, Misty.
Coming in at number 4 is Lost. When discussing shows about plane crashes, Lost is likely what springs to mind first for most people, as it became a cultural phenomenon that was a talking point for years. The series follows a group of strangers who were passengers on a commercial plane that crashed on an island. As the band of survivors attempts to figure out how to survive, they begin to realize that this is no ordinary island and that they might not be alone. It is not an exaggeration to state that this mystery show changed television forever. The gripping storylines, shocking reveals, and endless new questions created a massive puzzle for audiences to try and solve. So many shows have since copied its formula to try and fully grip audiences again. The pilot episode was the biggest in television history at the time, and the chaotic aftermath of the plane crash made for an intense introduction to this story. While not everyone was a fan of how it all came together in the end, Lost's legacy is still an impressive one.
Don't worry. It's gonna be over.
Breaking into the top 3 is The Wilds. Described as Lord of the Flies with young women, The Wilds follows a private plane taking high school girls to a special retreat meant to help them through their personal issues, only to then crash on a deserted island. The girls, from all walks of life, must try and get along while figuring out how to make shelter, find food, and survive. However, as with Lost, the plane crash was no accident, and the girls were purposely stranded on this island as part of a psychological experiment. It is an inventive approach to the classic idea of a group survival story. Lord of the Flies and many other stories of the kind dealt with the idea that, when people are stuck in such a situation, will the rules of society collapse and the survivors resort to barbaric methods of staying alive? Having the series comment directly on that trope through the forced experiment makes for an immersive and clever thriller. The series earned strong reviews and was particularly praised for its depiction of same-sex relationships.
We are stuck here.
It's the 21st century, okay? They will find us.
At number 2, we have Departure. The Canadian suspense series Departure does not take a look at the survivors of a plane crash directly, but rather follows the fictional Transport Safety and Investigations Bureau, which investigates mysterious plane incidents. The debut season of the show dealt with a conspiracy involving the disappearance of a passenger flight that seemingly vanished over the Atlantic Ocean. With so many series that focus on plane crashes opening with the crash and dealing with the survival story that follows, it is exciting to see a series investigating how these things happen and the people who look into such disasters. The series also features some impressive names, with Archie Punjabi leading the way, Christopher Plummer starring in the first 2 seasons, and Eric McCormack appearing in the 3rd season. It was nominated for a Canadian Screen Award for Best Dramatic Series, while Plummer won Best Supporting Actor.
There's been an incident. A 950 has disappeared over the Atlantic.
I'm sorry, Howard.
I need you.
And finally, taking the number 1 spot on our list is Manifest. Manifest is a unique plane crash series, as the presumed crash turns out to not have actually happened. The intriguing premise follows passengers on a plane from Jamaica to New York that experiences brief turbulence during its flight only to land in New York safely. However, when on the ground, the crew and passengers come to learn that more than 5 years have passed since the plane left Jamaica. The passengers from Montego Air Flight 828 try to reintegrate back into regular life and deal with people who think they are evil beings. But, each passenger starts to see visions and get premonitions that suggest they might have acquired some new abilities while their lives were in limbo. It is a brilliant premise that immediately brings viewers into its mysterious story, similar to how Lost found its success in the mid-2000s. The show aired on NBC for 2 seasons before being cancelled and saved by Netflix, allowing the story to wrap up in 2023.
Life, but also save it.
So, there you have it, folks, a veritable smorgasbord of plane crash TV series, each with its own unique approach and perspective. Whether you're a die-hard aviation enthusiast or just someone who's fascinated by the human drama and the pursuit of answers, there's something for everyone in this captivating genre. So, Grab some popcorn, get comfy, and get ready to be on the edge of your seat as you delve into the thrilling world of Plane Crash TV series.